Yes, it's Tom.
Huh?
Somebody in the spirit box said Tom.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Tina. Oh.
So, in investigating Major General Neil McCausland disappearance,
Mhm.
we the research came up with another missing persons case in Los Angeles. Uh, Somebody that was under his command at one time and holds a patent for an alloy used in rocket propulsion systems. And the name of this person is Monica Reza. Now, she disappeared June 22nd, 2025, in the Angeles National Forest, uh, northeast of Los Angeles. And she, like the general, she was fit. She was a small lady, 4'11", or she is a small lady, 4'11", 101 pounds. And apparently she's goes hiking maybe weekly on local trails near to where she lives in Los Angeles area. So the why we want to look into her is because there are ties to General McCausland. Hi, Mousy. Hi, Tina. Now I've got my spirit box running. Hershey's doing jumping jacks there.
Not jumping jacks. No, not jumping jacks. I was trying to get my mute. I mean, not my. Woo! Comments. Okay, so looking, I got comments going on my TV. I got my computer going because I got about 99 different tabs going because I got all kinds of shit open. Um, and then I got you guys on my phone over here. So yes, you see just a screen. Because y'all can't see my bed. I am an asshole. Okay. I don't want my bed on TV. So anyway, there's that. Nothing special about my bed. I just don't put it on TV. All right. So look, y'all. I guess I gotta shut the door. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, look. This shit keeps getting weirder and weirder and weirder, right? So now we have this rare metal, right? And that's the part my team is most curious about, believe it or not. There is a very unique metal at play here. I don't know anything about this metal. All I know is that the inventor of it is not here. They are no longer available, and they have been literally listed as dead, and I don't think they're dead. I don't think they're dead. I don't think they're dead. Even though they are technically listed as dead, they should still be listed maybe as missing, but they're not. They're listed as dead. So, and when they had them listed, which was only 4 days as missing. It was at risk, high risk. Like, this is not the individual that we need missing.
Yeah, from what I understand is Monica holds the patent for a metal alloy that was maybe used in rocket or missile systems. And she did work
Yes.
for NASA Jet Propulsion Laboratories.
Yes. So, look, y'all, listen, it goes down the rabbit hole. And I don't mean just a little bit down the rabbit hole. Like, listen, so, when you click on different things, you get taken to different sites, right? There's literally one that is stretched, and I do believe that it's stretched. But there's one that says that the scorching is the UFOs taking back the material. I'm sorry, the extraterrestrials, basically removing evidence of the material that they taught us how to make.
I'm, I'm going to go with galactics.
Yeah. Of course, this is one of those AP all press people that are very one sided with their um, information. They don't even accept all information. They only want vested. I don't know what vetted information is, and if you're giving only vetted information, that means that what you're releasing classified documents. I mean,
Uh,
I don't know. I
no,
don't know what vetted information means.
vetted is sort of like you've checked the person out and they've given reliable information in the past. So it's a
Okay.
trusted source, I guess, is what you could say
Okay.
vetted is. Um, like
Okay.
I could, if somebody asked me about you, I could be a vetted source about
Okay.
information about you because I have information of you.
Okay. So I can be vetted for you then, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I guess a trusted source or one that's been reliable in the past. So it would be like, hey, can I bring my cousin to your party? Um, and you say, well, who else knows your cousin? And I may say, oh, our friend Jenny, and you call Jenny up and say, hey, Tom wants to bring his cousin to my party. Have you ever heard of this? Do you know this person? Can they be trusted? Are they not gonna steal my decks or take my crystals or um, go into the medicine cabinet and look for prescriptions?
Okay.
So
All right.
let me go through the cards from my true crime deck that I picked for Monica.
Absolutely. How goodness me.
We start with power supply, and of the sources that I could find, it didn't list that she had a cell phone or device with her, but I'm thinking if there's power supply involved, that maybe it was a battery that wasn't charged for a cell phone or an iWatch or some way to stay connected. Missing. That's kind of obvious. This person is missing. Kind of nail on the head there. Uh huh. Okay. Spirit back said, uh huh. Now I get this one lies, and um, I can't tell where this fits in because there's no real information that says anybody would be lying or trying to cover things up. Natural disaster in the area of the Angeles National Forest that they were hiking in, uh, and people were going out and doing searches on their own. There were pine trees, conifer trees that had been fire scarred. So I think that might be where natural disaster comes in. Social media. Social media was used to ask for people to help in the searches for Monica, and they did a lot of searching in the first 8 days before they started. Um, they no longer called it a search; they called it a rescue recovery. Another one that doesn't seem to fit is party. This one fits. Obviously, she's a female. So if there was foul play, we have accomplice, partner in crime. Cleanup. That sounds suspicious. And I just heard the word apology on the spirit box. And then hidden. So those were the cards from the true crime deck that I asked to give me information that might be particular to Monica's case. Oh, that's interesting, Rossi. Hershey, you're on mute. Okay.
So I asked a couple of questions to my team, and my team doesn't always like, the camera. You guys already know all that. Um, so basically, what they're basically telling me is that there is more to come, and I don't know if right now. I don't know why, but my the only thing my rods want to show me is where water's at, and considering the fact I'm surrounded by water, that's not helping. So, I wanted to use my dowsing rods for direct answers, but apparently they're only showing me water. So, uh, I got one definite answer. Is there more to come? And it was emphatic. Yeah. I mean, yes. Everything after that, every question, everything I asked my rods was split. One started doing the helicopter, one started doing a freestyle, like breakdancing. I don't know if y'all was paying attention, but they was doing their own thing. Like one was trying to go left, the other one was clearly pointing to the right. I mean, like we weren't coming together for shit. So, if you will give me just 1 second, I am going to go grab yet another set of dowsing rods, and I'll be right back. So, Brother Thomas, keep going over everything. Let that box go, because one thing for certain, two for sure, my mathematical brain is going to try again. I'll be right back.
Okay, so Angie, who we're reading on is a lady called Monica Reza. She was she was reported missing after going on a hike June 22nd of 2025 in the Angeles National Forest. Now, why we're bringing this in, there's ties to General McCausland. And when he was at the Ohio Air Base, she would have been one of his um, underlings. General McCausland would have been her superior there at the base. And so she holds a patent for a metal alloy that was generated for propulsion systems at she worked at NASA JPL, Jet Propulsion Laboratories. So they seem to have had similar, uh, after he retired, similar career paths, you know, and people that they work for in the private sector. So that's why we're looking into her because her disappearance has not been solved or resolved as of yet. And it's
Hunter,
now that the general is missing,
Benji.
there's there's things that tie them together. So are these Jane dowsing rods?
Are you going to work today? Relax. Are you really and willing and able to receive all answers truthfully today? By what does it? Okay, thank you. Relax. Oh, okay. We are speaking on a woman that is missing, and I would like to know if my guts on it for being alive and are you gonna let me finish the question? Hmm. See, is the woman at question dead? Is the woman in question alive? Is the major general tied to her in this situation? Maybe. Oh, we're pointing at water again. Okay, every time I go to ask, they start pointing at water. So open is no, cross is yes.
Well, in both situations in New Mexico, Albuquerque, and the Angeles National Forest, there's not any standing or running bodies of water that are known nearby.
No,
Maybe
not. I mean, I just mean I have the bay right behind me. So what I'm saying is my dowsing rods would much rather point to the Gulf of Mexico behind me, Bay, than answer my questions without bias.
So that's sort of like when we lived across from the power lines that I couldn't ever do any kind of pendulum because they always wanted to be drawn to the power lines across the street.
Yeah,
The
did
high,
you see your yes, right?
yeah, the high tension poles, the electromagnetic
Yes,
field,
relax,
and even
relax.
when I would have pendulums with non-ferrous materials, it still was affected by the electromagnetic
Mm-hmm.
interference.
Okay, Brother Thomas. Maybe it's because I'm trying to ask and receive, and my tools don't like that. So you ask questions and let me see if I can receive some answers. Because apparently today there's no asking and receiving. So my tools don't like that. They think it's a little bias, and they think that ego could be instinctively involved. Okay, anyway.
Well, we we want to be respectful, and we don't want to upset any parties in asking these questions. But the question I would like answered is: are the two cases, Monica Reza and Lieutenant General Neil McCausland, connected?
Did you see the yes before your question was even out your mouth?
Yeah, yeah, I saw that. Um, okay.
Relax. Relax. I swear there is nothing in my room that is affecting these rods right now. Like I don't even have anything within reach. Like they have full range. There's no magnetism. I don't have no lodestone. I don't have a meteorite. I don't have anything that would be influencing them. Nothing. Nothing. I don't understand why you're embarrassing me in public, y'all. Why are you doing this?
we don't we don't really know the timing of uh,
Ooh,
influence
maybe we
event,
don't, but somebody does.
the influencing events around Monica Reza at the time of her disappearance. But we know that there were events going on immediately after the general disappeared. Is someone keeping these two people safe?
Seeking answers to the out loud question.
Okay, so they're
So I would love to be able to say please and thank you. My rods don't work that way. It's relax and work. That's what mine respond to. I went through the whole spew. These is relax and work, and those are relax and go. It's the only two things they respond to. I wish mine went with the rest of the program, but mine don't.
so
Relax and work.
can you tell me if they're being held together or separately? Held together. Let's take the ambiguity out of it.
To receive the answer to the out loud question. I would say no.
Are the group or individuals the same in both cases?
To receive the answer to the out loud. So my right is jumping. I'm gonna have to say no. I got a little bit. Maybe there's some correlation. But maybe be a little more specific with your question or direct even. Where are we going? Hello, where are we
Just
going? We're going back to the side.
back to the water.
Oh my god, we're back to the water. Hi.
Um, radio.
Relax. 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 I'm looking to receive the answer
Is
to the out loud question. No response.
are was General McCausland taken because of information he knows?
So I don't think it's an emphatic yes. Um, but I do believe it is a soft yes. So a yes is still a yes. Relax.
Yeah, so maybe not of what he knows, but what information he has, and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they say that he is maybe the vibration of him changed a little bit even. Yeah, my rod's like my right one is a little even warm now. Like my left one's
um,
still quite cool. So yeah, I think there's some truth to that one.
is there a life signal for General McCausland?
We did a full lock, I'd say yes.
Okay.
Relax, relax.
Is there a life signal on Earth for Monica Reza?
Hmm. Again with that soft yes. It there's something, but I don't know if tying them together is the same thing, but there is definitely enough of something to where not all of it goes together. And again, like for the most part, I think it has a lot to do with the metal itself, and I don't understand what it is, but I do think it's enough to where um yes, the synchronicity of them being
No, I didn't.
together is enough to look at it, but I do think that it's not um I don't know how to say this without
Yeah, I did not
I don't
specify.
think the same parties have them, but I do think that mind frame wise they kind of go together. I think one has taken one for metal, um, and the patent itself. Um, so if somebody isn't alive, that patent no longer is protected, so to speak. If I'm understanding how it works, right? Um, it's like a copyright or something, right? Am I is
Well, like,
am I understand? Is it wrong or right?
I don't know how it works for patents,
I don't either,
drug
but here's what I'm thinking,
drug
or at least here's what
companies
my team is thinking. If
drug companies
something
have
were
a
to happen to her, right, while she's the inventor, the creator, right? And he or someone says, "Oh, she's not missing, she's dead," and then said party the person that said it would be better maybe if um is now missing. Yeah, like there was low man on totem pole with her because of what it was, but then now we have high man on totem pole. So stakes are completely different. I think it's a different group that has him than have her, but I don't think they're together. I just think that there's a lot of synchronicities about where they both worked at and what they both did. But I think other than that, it's levels apart to why they are both missing. Yeah, like yeah, exactly where you're going with that, Rossi. I think that's why she was declared dead, so that multiple offers and money can start talking.
okay.
I know it does not make me sound like I'm not. I'm very sad that this has happened, but I think there's a lot of money involved here, and I think maybe if we're going this far, what if he was the one to say, "Oh no, well we did it on purpose," and maybe he would have got somebody else. I just think we're not done at this case. That's why it's being shushed,
Um,
literally.
are the Ruds willing to answer another question for me?
Relax. Wow, that was quick. Okay.
Okay. For General Neil McCausland, is he being held by a group of galactics? So not a conjecture only, for entertainment
So
purposes only, but um, we have some disclosure of undisclosed information.
I think you would.
Yes, we do. Okay, so it is not
I'm
disappearances are
leveled
not
out of my depth here. I'm,
the
I am
so
so not sworn. I am
we
not read in.
can we rule out political motivations for the disappearances?
Apparently not. Because, like I said, I do believe that hers could be political. And I think his is something out of this world, so to speak. But I gotta know. So no, I don't think that can be rolled out completely because I do believe that the apples and oranges were both picked at the same orchard. So yeah, she knows who he is, but he don't know who that cadet is. He don't know every cadet, but he found out who she was because well, a patent crossed his desk and then bam, and then well, oh no, that's so and so, she's still down at, and then bam, now he's missing too. So and they took him about as far as we can go. So I don't have that kind of access. You have
Uh,
more access than I do.
well, if you're willing to answer one more question,
Sure.
will General William Neal McCausland be returned?
Uh, no comment. Pleading the. I think they're pleading the fifth over here. Like I fucking know what's going on.
Fair enough that some
I'm gonna
bullshit.
plead the fifth. Look, listen. With me and my team, we gonna plead the fifth on that one. I don't even know if we can do that or
fair,
needed.
yes, they can. They can do. Oh, and they can. So, uh, so if I ask another question, if I'm allowed,
Apparently,
thank you.
relax.
Um,
Time will tell. Exactly.
what's the question I want to pose? Um, is I guess uh, is the politics that's involved with the disappearance of the general? Is it galactic politics?
Soft gifts.
So I would say that even maybe even earthly politics might go into galactic politics because they have an interest in um, not destroying this planet. Um, I got the word officer from the box.
I also got to know they don't cross in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Government, Earth, and above would not. They're different.
Entities,
They're
Space
different
Federation.
everything. They're different everything. They're different everything. They literally are oil and water. I think.
Thomas thinking face. I call it the canyon of destruction.
Pint of water. Show me water. Well, the swamp is that way. Where's the ocean? Behind
Agreed.
me? That way? Yeah, the ocean is that way. And the swamp is that way. Good. Relax. All right. Okay. Any other
Are
questions?
there any questions, Tina, Rossi, Angie, that you would like to pose for the dowsing rods? Now, is this the set that Jane the Seeker got you, or is that the other set of divining rods?
That. Oh.
Well, they probably know why they were taken. We would have to narrow down our questions. Um, like I said, political.
Well, I don't know where my tag went.
But that's the Jane set that you just got out.
They're two complete different sets. This set and this set are completely different. I mean, completely different. So,
No, it's not your typing. It's the auto correct or the auto guess feature that. Okay, well, that was clear. I got the word psychic from the box.
oh yeah.
And I know it's not talking about me.
Well, who would it be talking about then?
Oh, I think they might be talking about you.
I'm not psychic. Knowledge. Would you like to receive some answers today to help me find some truth? So you said this last time. Okay. All right. We're gonna try it. We're gonna try it. All right, we're gonna try it one more time. And if not, then we are done with rods. So Rossi, you have a question?
Yeah.
Ask your question. Thomas will let me know what it is. Oh,
It was Thomas that she was answering.
gotcha. Okay.
So are there any questions that you would like answered, Tina? Or Angie? Mousy?
Okay. No
Um,
problem.
Hershey, do you want to pull some cards?
Sure. Certainly. Are we looking at the questions?
Well, you haven't pulled any cards about Monica Reza. So if you want to do a reading or if you want to do like true crime, what might be considered? Okay, Rossi does have a question. Was she removed and hidden on a boat?
We asking the rods or the cards?
Um, what does your gut say? What would it be able to answer that?
Read the question out loud.
Was she removed and hidden on a boat?
I like to receive the answer to the out loud question. I think moved, but I don't think it's on a boat. But moved, possibly, yes. So
And
let's look. So I did get a stop, yeah. So let's just look. Let's look.
if I could stretch my imagination, maybe a galactic ship would be considered a boat of a kind.
Boy, these cards are starting to look a little familiar.
Similar to the General's cards Tuesday.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Uh,
Oh my god. Only because I just want to, right? First three cards: timeline, targeted victim, wooded area. Next three cards: intoxication, suburban, spy. The fuck? Let's keep going. Let's do 9. Let's do a garden wall. Let's just look at a garden wall. Let's just see what a garden wall shows us right now. What does a garden wall show us? For
uh,
those who do not understand or know what a garden wall is, a garden wall is 9 cards. It's 3 across the top, 3 in the middle, and 3 at the bottom. You can read it 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 3 and 4. You can read it 1 and 2 and 3 all the way across. You can read top to bottom. You can read diagonally. You can read it on a spiral. You can read a garden wall any way you want. There's no right or wrong way.
so Rossi says there goes her drugged card. So yeah, yeah,
But
drug.
I got drugged yesterday. I got drugged. Listen. I have been getting drugged since Monday. Like, but not like drugged.
Like like
So
maybe GHB, the date rape drug, or something like that.
yeah, I'm talking like they would have had to subdue her. Like both of them, they would have had to subdue these two. Like they're physically fit, like physically fit, and to issue like silver alerts, it was only because of his age. It wasn't because of his conditions. This man was in the top of his physical fit. Like he could run miles, he could bike for miles, he could hike every day for kilometers at a time. Like I don't study kilometers, I study miles because it's America and we're lazy. So I can only imagine that a kilometer is more than a mile. So
A little less.
or well, okay.
So so let's see, a double 162 162 miles is 200 kilometers.
Okay.
So I don't know how to
Ah,
I don't know how to
never
put
mind.
it any other way because that's the only thing that when I was bicycling I did a double
Uh-huh. So I
double
got the suicide again. I got the five five of swords. So I got the suicide one again. And I also it got paired with a devil, but a different devil this time, right? But nonetheless, the exact same two cards for the general energy. Of these garden wall, these 9 cards, I asked for the general energy. The exact same 2 cards I got for the general, I just now got for her. Like, seriously? Holy fuck. So it is the same energy, although it is completely different. Like, the game doesn't fucking stop, guys. Just the players change, not the game. So it's a matter of figuring out, okay, so the players are different, but it's the same game. Okay, now, the very, very first card, timeline. It's all about the timeline, right? Guess what Tuesday's card was for the general? Timeline. You can go back, but they're telling me it's the same within the first 3. So if it is within the first 3, then I have to assume that there is so many synchronicities here that even I'm not seeing all of them. So I'm going to continue deep diving this, but this has been since Monday. And they have been focusing on these questions. What role did FBI play? Literally, what role did FBI play in the disappearance of the finding and the disappearance? 2 completely different questions I've been asking. And how did UFO speculation arise? Nothing more. Then 3 questions have opened up a can of worms that have led Thomas and I to where we are right now. And we started this can of worms Monday, and here we are, Thursday. And we're like, what's going on? And like I said, on top of it, yet there's still another missing key factor. If it is the same but different, right? Who's the third player? If it's not the government, then who is it? Then who is the third player involved with this? I'm so curious. I think they may have been protected from organized crime because they might have wanted. Oh, I missed it. Ah, so I keep getting a yes. I keep getting a yes to that question right there, Tina. I have asked my spirit box. I got a yes. I asked my ghost box. I got a yes. I asked my cards. I got a yes. And I don't mean just a yes. I got emphatic yeses. Yes with an exclamation part. Hard yeses. Yes.
So
I asked if there was more than one. I got a soft yes. And then I asked, is there a prodigy, like a prodigy, or, like, is there someone else that they're training, like, to keep this going? And I got a yes to that too. So not only is the third person important, it only leads you to the next one. So it is literally a dominoes. Fucking, I'm chasing a goddamn dominoes effect. The party. It is a whole party. And I'm over here going, well, I'm neither left or right. I'm neither R or D. So who do I look at?
so if we're thinking drugs, I mean,
Ooh,
they
I
don't
never thought
go.
to ask male or female because it was more about, I kept looking for who. I kept looking for a pronounced black and white definite answer. And there's not one definite answer. So male or female? Hmm. That's a good one right there to ask. Is your spirit box handy? Can your spirit box tell us if it is male or female?
Is the third party male or
It's
female?
about money and power. Yeah, always. Almost always.
Lady.
Lady, okay. So would a lady have ran up on her like, oh, excuse me, sorry, hey, do you run here all the time or hike here all the time? Would that have been the ploy, the behooving part of it, the send a child for the distraction so that we can sneak up from the back because she's gonna be distracted by the woman in the front? Was the lady a distraction?
Was maybe there um an altered water bottle offered? as they were stopped and
Mhm.
talking, and
Mhm.
maybe somebody slipped a Mickey Finn in there.
So I got a yes to this, but listen, somebody, I swear to God, I just heard daughter. Is there a daughter? Does the general have a daughter? Do we know?
I don't know. I'm
I,
looking for
I,
that.
I listen. I'm the last one to ever want to do accusations, but I'm over here going, where did daughter come from? Like whose daughter? The general's daughter? This woman, she was like 60 years old. Does she have children?
Come on.
Daughter. Hey, 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 what's going on? How, how's work going, Josh? We are looking at stuff. We are looking at stuff. We are looking at stuff. And then, listen. I actually am just now kind of looking at the cards, but look, as I'm looking at the cards, what does this one say? Human trafficking, trauma, and drugs. Drugs involved, trauma, human trafficking, and then if I'm looking at all of this, I'm tying it to a five of swords and the devil. Five of swords, five of swords, five of swords. Tell me.
And Wright Patterson Air Base in Ohio is where she is a cadet, or um, where he served and would have been over her. But as she said that she knew of him, but the when you're in charge of thousands of enlisted forces, there is no mention of children or
Okay,
General McCaslin.
okay, all right. So I wasn't really focused on his energy anyway. I've been trying to stay on hers. But the fact that they wanted me to roll the dice, literally, because every time I've shuffled this deck, the same card keeps showing up. Roll the dice, roll the dice. We have got to go out on a limb here. And I'm not, listen, this is for educational purposes only. This is no accusations, no ill will. I speak nothing into existence because literally that is what our world consists of, is speaking it into existence. I am not. I'm looking at cards. I'm on a case that I find quite interesting. Nothing more. We're just looking at it, open-minded, having a conversation, looking at it. Okay.
And Rossi comment.
Wow. 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 Daughter, DNA evidence, regret, remorse. What the fuck are these? What is this? What is this? What is this? What is this? So this right here. And these three alone, they're not the bottom of the garden wall, y'all. They're just three cards that hit the floor. When it hits the floor, it's at your door. Daughter, DNA evidence,
So,
regret, remorse.
so
Six
Bach
of
would say
Wands
lady.
in reverse. This is the energy of these three cards. Six of Wands in reverse.
Six of Wands. The victory. maybe the organized crime has a victory. It's not a victory for the victims.
Exactly. So I don't know why it feels very much like, yeah, I want to roll the dice and all of that. And then, like I said, we still have these three over here that go at the bottom of our garden wall. But I don't get them because we even have a blind spot that fell out, not hit the floor, but fell out. And the blind spot is destruction, understandable, premeditated, again, a little weird, and then poison in reverse. So when we think about our garden wall all together, we have timeline, targeted victim, wooded area, intoxication, suburban, spy, human trafficking, trauma, and drug overdose. Mm-hmm. No, it's not making sense. I don't see it yet. And I can keep going with cards and cards and cards, but the picture doesn't get any clearer. It only gets more and more messy. If I had to say that the blind spot throws me off completely, that's where I'm at right now. I understand that the daughter, what if she's the daughter? What if she's the daughter of someone that was another high ranking official? Because yesterday I kept getting, or no, not yesterday. We kept getting father, right? And I was like, well, where is the father coming at? You know, who is the father? And then I believe it came out to where his father was in the military. So he kind of comes from a service family. So if it is her
But
that we're
both
speaking on, and this is her garden wall, is the daughter her daughter? And then if that's the case, does her daughter know something? Maybe her daughter doesn't realize she knows something.
well
Maybe
that
she overheard something.
well if she has a daughter or stepdaughter, she may benefit from the patent on the alloy.
Mhm. Right. And then would, like I said, this DNA evidence, would there have been evidence that was left at, the hike, it doesn't say that she went hiking with anybody, but what if her,
Well, she was with a male
and
companion.
then you said your box said lady, right? Because we asked, was it male or female that maybe um caught her on the trail and maybe caught her off guard and made her become missing, and it said lady, right?
Right. She was with a male companion hiking, and at one point he said he turned around and she was 30 yards behind him and acknowledged a wave and waved back. And then just a few minutes later, looked back and she wasn't there. Oh, what's that one? Solitude.
The solitude.
So when the searches were going on, the scent hounds picked up her trail on the trail, left the trail, and about 100 yards off the trail, they found a beanie that belonged to her. But after finding the beanie, the scent hounds did not get any more traces or go a direction. It was just from the known hiking trail to this 100 yards off the beaten path where the beanie was found. Now,
And it says that then they lost the scent entirely. Like, how do you lose the scent entirely? Where did it go? Right? It says that an independent investigator visited the site and spoke directly and said, without significant wind, to me, it is meant that the beanie got transported by some walking animal. Couldn't have been any other way other than an animal picked it up and carried it to where it was found. That doesn't make sense, does it? I mean, if it makes sense, then explain it to me. Were they
Well,
using it to take it to their den for bedding?
I well the recent events with all Ron's boyfriends coming to visit and play with his toys, and then the one grabbing physically and taking the toy out of the apartment, and then I found it filthy the next day out in the courtyard. Brought it back in, and it disappeared yet again. The same yellow cat with like Rhonda's markings took the
Uh-huh.
toy. So,
Uh-huh.
you know, of course they were infused with catnip, and they crinkled, and it was, appealing to a domestic house cat.
Of course
Now
it is.
there are there are mountain lions known to be in the Angeles National Forest, and it seems unlikely that there wouldn't be any trace like of her being dragged across the dry land. No tracks, no blood, no apparent scream was heard or anything like that. It's it sort of looks like maybe she stepped into a portal or was beamed off the mountain. If we want to get into wild conspiracy theories, absolutely.
So
Off.
the investigator, right? This investigator, the story that I'm reading right here, I'm literally reading it from my computer, says that the day she went missing, someone reported hearing a woman screaming in the vicinity. The original witness was never publicly identified, nor were they confirmed on time and exact location. Nothing was disclosed.
Okay,
Why? Why was
so
it not disclosed? It says the
that's
lip
a
balm later found far from both the last known position and the beanie insist that it looked new but confirmed hers. The only photo provided said that it was weathered. Well, how is it weathered and new, but DNA says it's hers? So which one is it? Because now it sounds staged completely. How is it new, but weathered, and DNA confirms it's hers? I'm just asking. I'm literally reading it right here on my
well,
right here.
from being in California, I know that that's an arid climate, and if she was carrying
Mhm.
a day pack, a fanny pack, a backpack, lip balm would be something that a person would carry.
Yes, I carry it with me all the time. I've got it. It's literally my Panama jacket. It's right here. It's always within grip.
So even though the tube may have been new, it could have been weathered because thousands and thousands of steps being taken and maybe jostled around in the packing materials around it.
I absolutely love this statement right here, that says, "I would believe that the entities would help her before the agency could get to her." The problem is now we have crossed into lines that, man, they get really messy, right? There's a lot of things that we sign up for mathematically, in our equation, that listen, we don't have control over how it gets delivered, when it gets delivered, or the delivery mechanism, right? Kind of why they emphasize learn us as good as we can, us as in ourself, love ourself as
Say
much and
again?
as good as we can, so that we can always perfect our own delivery, because that's literally the only thing we have control over is the delivery of how we present. All right. It's not what we say, it's how we say it. It's not where we are, it's how we are. Exactly. It's not where we live, but how we live, right? wonderfully around that. All I'm saying is that those that she was trying to help, that maybe possibly gave her the knowledge to create a metal not known to man before the interaction, doesn't mean that it was protected information. It was delivered, it was created, and that was the extent of their interaction. They would much rather protect someone like his level than her level. Without sounding cold, like I don't care about the woman or I'm putting the man over the woman. None of that is going on right here. What I'm saying is that his level needs to be protected. She just needs to be the soldier that she is and was. I swear I'm not saying that because I'm not being compassionate and have total sadness for this woman that I hope comes home. I just don't think it's going to happen in the same way that maybe he may come home.
If no matter what, if they are not directly related to each other, there are enough similarities and
Mhm,
synchronicities going on
mhm,
between the two cases.
mhm,
Um,
mhm, mhm,
and it could just be a case of similar but different.
mhm. Absolutely. See, um, that fine line that we all so desperately want to never straddle, we straddle it every second, every moment of every day. We don't realize it, right? I don't focus on the negative anymore because I choose not to, because I lived in that place for well over 40 years, and trust me, it didn't get me anywhere. Nowhere, nowhere. Didn't get me anywhere. About 8 years ago, when I found myself in a tarot deck, I found myself in a lot of other ways and a lot of other places, and it's just my life ain't been the same. So, um, learn math, learn it quickly, um, because it's literally the answer to everything. But just understand that what is going on right here, right now, in this world, it's these things right here. That we need to put them together because I think there's something here that is so much bigger than what. That's why we don't know about it. That's why they're not talking about it. And we stumbled upon it because we are in touch with our team. I think there's a lot of people trying to get a lot of people's attention about a lot of things that are going on with this right here kind of shit. We keep getting the advantage to create the shit that we need to build us and make us a better evolving planet and human as an existing human being with better humanities, more equalness, more unity, um more good, more love, more unconditional love. But instead, we build it on intoxifying, spying, trauma, greed, selfishness, and it's horrible.
Can I point back to some things about General
Mhm.
McCaslin?
Sure,
His
absolutely.
he left behind his phone.
Hmm.
He left behind his Apple Watch. So if he was going on a run or a walk, he would have wanted his devices to be with him. But if he was going to meet up with someone and didn't want to be tracked through the IP pings and the global positioning system, he may have consciously left those items behind. He's known
Hmm.
to his 38 was missing, so it's assumed that he took that with him, and his wallet, but
Somebody.
no devices that would be trackable.
Yep. Um.
So he could have just walked out his door and got into a car and left, There's no video surveillance or ring doorbell cameras that caught anything. Um,
Nothing. So listen. So they say that nothing caught anything, right? But then they say that what's her name? The news reporter's mom, Nancy, right? They say that she didn't pay for the Google thing and she didn't have video, but yet Google what that the FBI was able to go in through her camera feed. So if there are cameras in the vicinity of anywhere this general, and I'm focusing strictly on the general because if he outranks her in human points because of security level or military training or whatever, if he is rated higher, um,
I'm sorry.
what would
I'm sorry. Were you
huh?
speaking of Nancy Guthrie, or were you speaking about Monica Reza?
So I well, here's my question: if they were able to get into her camera feed for all of these images of the said unquote kidnapper or whoever this person
So
is that
it's
took
Nancy
Nancy,
Guthrie you're talking about then.
right? Why
Okay.
can't they get into camera feeds of said area where she and him both went missing? One in LA, because LA's got cameras everywhere you look. I mean, come on, it's Hollywood. Well, I mean, granted, Hollywood
Well,
and LA are two different places,
she
but
she actually disappeared in the wilderness, basically,
right
known for
in like a
not
wooded
having
area.
cell
Yeah, you're
phone
right. You're
signals
right. You're right.
and
Right. Okay, so even if there's no cameras there, he disappeared right out of his home
yeah.
in a suburban neighborhood where I'm assuming there's cameras.
And well, they're saying like the city streetlight cameras are live feed only and don't have recording capabilities, but they were asking the 700 neighborhood homes that they canvassed if they could have access to ring doorbell cameras and private security cameras.
And nobody came forth. Like nobody came forth to help the general,
No,
this
not so far.
major general, huh? Interesting. Interesting. And okay, I get it. She was taken from a wooded area. Um, do you think she was targeted, bro? Do you think any of this ties together? All of it ties together, or none of it ties together?
Well, there's just so many synchronicities and similarities and um, happenstances that they are remotely tied together. And his um, he was like consulting for technology companies as well. Um, and not maybe in an active capacity, but he's known to work at similar types of positions that she did in NASA JPL.
Okay. Okay. So with everything that we're looking at, though, we're not really hitting on anything. Like again, y'all, listen, again, it's strictly us looking at cards. It's not us getting any kind of definite conclusion. None of us, neither my team nor Thomas's team, has come out and pointed any fingers. And we aren't either. Okay.
And
We are literally just having general conversation about some missing public individuals. So,
the card
YouTube and all affiliates, this is just general conversation.
the true crime cards that I selected when I was asking about the general, the
Mhm,
two disturbing cards for me was landfill
mhm.
and and dismemberment.
So, I read the three questions I have asked my decks over and over and over and over and over again. So, Brother Thomas, if I ask you the same three questions, what do you think your deck would tell me? Can we look at literally? Can I ask you some questions and you receive for some answers now? Because I don't ask and receive. It just doesn't seem fair to the brain algorithm that I carry. So,
Do you want me to read from the true crime deck, or do you want me to read uh, energy from tarot?
can you kind of? You could probably put them both together, right?
I could.
So I know you, along with me, we have been focusing on the same three questions, right? The same questions over and over and over, right? So what if what if the question wasn't what role did they play, but what if it was did the victim, and I'm gonna leave it at that, just victims, right? Um And I can break it down, but I want to first know if I'm even going in the right direction. So before I break it down, did the victims have knowledge that something was going to happen to them specifically?
Yep, says the spirit box.
The spirit box, the ghost said yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. Well, never mind. Never mind. That okay. That's the all right. I mean, go ahead and ask her. Let the cards finish.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Rossi. That's yeah. I don't like the
I did
dismemberment
too.
card. Okay, so I am gonna choose three cards pertaining to. Are we asking about both together or just the general?
Right now, I'm just doing victims because I feel like if I do it in general as victims, if I can separate it, if I understand that one or more they knew something either was led to them or something told them. What does that say?
It
What
said
was it?
road.
Road. Okay.
So, if that's talking about her, she pulled up into a parking lot where hikers meet to go to this specific trailhead. For him, it was supposed that he went cross country to the foothills of the Sandia Mountains in Albuquerque. But if that pertains to him, road seems to be that maybe he got into a vehicle and maybe he knew the person that he was meeting. And wow, wow, Rossi.
I know, right?
Ooh, never
What is
thought.
that? Affair. Hmm. So, okay, all right. Would the two of them be having an affair? Is there any chance the two of them, this 60-year-old woman and what was he, 70 years old?
68.
68. Okay. Would the two of them been having an affair?
Wow, a fake a disappearance and then, well, not pop up later, but
Road could also be a last name. Ooh. Celebrity.
now that ties to him in the Blink 182.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say, wait, one of them has a connection to like Blink 182 or some crazy shit.
Yeah, he was a consultant on fictional works about UFOs and UAPs with a band member of Blink 182 who made the books and published them. But he was his wife said that he was an unpaid consultant for a very short time. And Rossi
Wow,
said
that's
she
crazy.
was a celebrity too. This will be the last card I pull. Trapped.
Trapped. Hmm. Okay, so all right, now let's break it down. So that was literally did I left it as victims, right? As one word, but plural. So did she know something was going to happen to her? Did the woman um uh um hold on, Monica Reese
Yes.
know something was going to physically happen to her?
I'm gonna get out my. And this tarot deck that I'm getting out has the extra cards in it. This is the 100 card tarot deck. It's got your 78s and then zodiacs and um, alternate archetypes like dragon and watcher. Okay, I'm gonna do a 3 card spread on Monica. And did she know something was going to happen to her?
Mm-hmm.
Chevalier Discs, which is their Knight of Pentacles. The Crab, Cancer, zodiac sign. And the Four of Wands, stability. Um, Chevalier Discs, the Knight of Discs. So it looks like maybe she had an enticing offer.
Hmm. I already shuffled my dang cards. Didn't one of my cards say cover up? Wasn't one of the blind spot cards a cover up?
Yes.
Okay.
Um, Cancer, the crab. Um, maybe a
That is a dangerous individual. I wonder what her birth date was. What was her
um,
birthday? I wonder if she's a crab in any way. I mean, I'm assuming some of us, almost all of us, have some form of kind of the zodiac. Anyway.
in our birth chart. Four of Wands, stability. So maybe if the if the affair is between her and him, maybe he offered financial support while she was on the lam, and she was gravitating towards him because he offered her stability.
Hmm. Interesting. Okay. Okay.
And Rossi keeps getting justice.
Would his missing be justice for her? What if is there another soldier that maybe knew those two were having an affair and maybe his missing is justice for her? Hmm. Marriage. Yeah, I believe he was married to his wife, and she I get mixed emotions from every interview, and there's not a lot of interviews of her. Um,
And she sort
I get
of
mixed emotions.
said that something to the line of saying, at this point the best supposition might be that he was beamed up onto a mothership.
Right?
So maybe just poking fun at his past um, relationship at the air base in Ohio, and being in charge of the uh, sector that produced Project Blue Book.
Wasn't it Blue Book and something else though too? Wasn't there another one that he's tied to?
Um, well,
Was it Ultra? Was it like
just like 4 or 5 days before his disappearance, Trump announced about um, releasing
all the UFO files?
classified information. Yeah, declassifying and releasing what information about UAPs and UFOs to the public.
Yeah, because he wants to take it all to Mar-a-Lago again. I take that back. I'm sorry I even said that. I take it back.
Well,
Whether I mean it or not, I take it back. Oopsie.
well, he's constantly
So Tina's comment has my brain thinking, is there a paper trail that leads to her? Is there a paper trail that leads to her? And then we'll see if there's a paper trail that leads to him. But is there a paper trail that leads to her and where she's at right now?
as
Because
I
she's officially been missing what now? 10 months now? Nine,
uh,
10 months?
June 22nd of last year, July, August, September, January, February, March. We're
Would have
in
been
March.
easier to count this way.
The
April,
ninth.
May, June. 9 months.
Hey, I don't do anything the easy way. You lived with me for a while.
I know. I'm still helping you out, though, bro. I got your back. Count forwards, not backwards. It's only three. 3 from 12 is 9.
But you didn't notice that I was counting on my fingers too. Okay.
I knew. I knew. I
Ho,
knew.
ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho.
What'd you get?
So this is one of the alternate major arcana cards. This is card number 22, and
Oh,
it says the vision. But can you see her gesture?
I'm
Shh.
looking at the TV. Let me see the vision. Okay, now go down. And they're going, shh, shh. Don't tell nobody. Shush.
Or is that
See?
a warning to the
Goddamn cold
paper
case.
trail?
Nobody wants me to know. It's like they are intentionally hiding it from me and my
We want full
team. Y'all,
disclosure, and nobody is forthcoming with full disclosure.
you see what I'm saying? Y'all see what I'm saying? Y'all see it? Y'all see it? Y'all see it? I know y'all see it. I know y'all see it.
His
I am
his wife.
pulling teeth over here, y'all, and I'm never pulling teeth. I usually, yes, I do. Yes, I do. I've struggled like this before. And the deeper and harder I looked, the crazier it got. And even Thomas and I were like, you know what? I should walk away. What's that one? What's that
The
one?
emperor.
The concrete jungle, huh? Okay. All right. Hmm. What's the concrete jungle doing here? Hey, it's an awful weird place for the concrete jungle to show up. Disclosure will happen in due time. Hmm. So listen, the whole world is a math equation, right? I don't care if it's a hexagon, I don't care what kind of ton, hexagon, excitic ton. Listen, all of them: octagon, hexagon, sexaton, quadton, all of them. They're all going to lead you to places that come back to the same damn number, and that's the number 9.
So this is the Ace of Pentacles, and
Mhm. Ace of
that is a
Pentacles,
big
okay. Yeah.
yes card for yes no questions.
Yep, and it's financial yes, not just yes, but that's financial yes.
Yeah.
And that's a
Um.
big financial wealth. Like that could mean generational kind of wealth type yes.
Okay. Here's a. Can you tell me why partial disclosure on aliens? We got an alternate card here, the sea monster in reverse. So, if it's
Yep.
a
Go
sea,
back to the Emperor card. Look at what Rossi just said. I absolutely want to keep Tina's thing here. Matter of fact, let me highlight Tina's because I want to keep it in the front. But listen, look at what Rossi just says. The emperor is talking to someone, but of course you can't see who he's talking to. hmm. What's the next card under the emperor, brother Thomas? What card is the emperor sitting on top of? Like if you set the emperor down, what card is he looking in the direction of? What card is that?
um, so he would be looking at the first card, which was the vision with the hush symbol. This
So if you're looking at it laid out, he's looking at the world, at the universe, at the
the vision.
whole fucking universe, and the universe is going, shut the fuck up. And I'm over here going, but I need to know, and I got questions. And even now I've got to face, who am I facing now? Who's on the other side of this?
The final card, he's facing
Is
away
the eighth.
from the Ace of Pentacles.
Oh man. See, I don't know what deck this is. What deck is this?
This is a Cento.
Mhm. Well, I can't go get it. I was gonna say, let me grab it so I can like look at it because you know I'm a visual, but I can't. I don't have the deck. Okay, so anyway, so the Emperor is looking at the universe, and the universe is saying shush. And then we got this Ace of Pentacles over here being promised possibly generational wealth if somebody is real quiet. And that person, that concrete jungle, if he's real quiet, but then he comes up missing. So in this case, wouldn't the one in the middle be the general?
Well, I would say the emperor would be the archetype for the general.
Exactly. He would be the concrete jungle, and now he is missing himself. So again, there is another person that is promised this Ace of Pentacles. Because if she, the inventor of the metal, is missing, and he, protector of said soldier, is missing, who gets the Ace of Pentacle promise of possibly generational wealth? Is that why the daughter card keeps popping up?
But he's looking away from the Ace of Pentacles. Maybe
That's what I'm saying. Like, he doesn't understand. He doesn't know who this Ace of Pentacles promise is either. Right? So if he's looking at the universe and the universe is going, look at me, focus on me, bam, now you're missing. Well, he didn't even understand. There's a whole Ace of Pentacle back here that's being promised to somebody. Aces are promises. Promises from who? The universe. If you put in all this work and you get a face card, matter of fact, where's the next face card? Where is the next face card? Tell me if there is another face card within what is it? 3, 1, 2, 3. We went up 3. We got to go back 3. So is there a face card within 3 cards? of the card, the whatever the next three, is there a face card, a family card,
There's the chariot.
or a major?
There's a chariot.
Oh fuck! So it's
There's
a big payout. It's generational wealth because it's a
uh,
major.
well, if it's
It's
focused
not
on,
just a payout. If it was just a payout and a yes, it would have been a family card.
we have 3 major arcana cards coming up: High Priestess, Empress. So the priestess and the visionary with the shush symbol are um, keep it on the down low. We're not going to give you any information. It's on a as needed to know basis.
Everything that I've been fucking feeling since fucking Monday when I tuned into this shit and my team got word something needs to be paid attention to. And as soon as I got word, as soon as my team got word, they shut me the fuck down. I'm not kidding y'all. What the fuck?
So our empress here, she's got the sign of Venus, of course, that all the empresses do. She's
Pregnant with possibilities.
yeah, and she's protectorate of Mother Earth. So since both of them disappeared um, out in nature, maybe she's a protector. Chariot points to drive and ambition and going
Let me
places.
see the chariot. Let me see it. Are they both going in the same direction? No,
They
no,
are.
no. Okay, so the head and the heart are not going in the same direction. They are torn. There is regret and remorse. We had the regret and remorse card. Oh, here's the regret. Here's the regret and the remorse card because the head and the heart, the chariot, if they're not going in the same direction, that means they're torn. They're being forced to do this. It's still going forward, but it's in a forced movement instead of full power like it should be.
Okay, and this is our high priestess card, and I don't know if you can see, but she's got a ring with 2 keys on it. They're not crossed keys, but they're keys on a key ring, and that's usually not in the
She
high priest.
holds all the keys.
So high priestess and pope are connected. You know, they could be the marriage. Emperor and empress are connected. That could be the marriage. You know, marriages within the major arcana. But she also has this beautiful peacock there, holding the Torah. Uh, and the Torah has yin yang symbol on it, the balance. But she's the keeper of the secrets. And
Lessons from Hershey.
she,
That I'm a shadow reader.
she
I'm only reading the shadow right now. I am not reading the light of day, guys. So for me, as a shadow reader, the way these cards are falling out, I'm just reading them how a shadow reader would read them.
okay. So when we,
But yeah, you're correct.
I don't know what we asked about. You wanted one more card for the first reading, and I got the sea monster upside down, and the little emblem in the corner is the Pisces symbol intersected with an ankh. You can't.
An ankh, as in everlasting life.
Yes, or the Venus symbol. It's the circle on top, line down below, but it's bisecting the Pisces symbol, the 2 crescents with the line in it. So it's like straight up and down through that line.
What countries do they represent, Rossi? Rossi said these cards also represent countries. Or I think that's what the word is, countries, right? She's saying countries.
Um, C C would be like Indonesia, Malaysia, Papua New Guinea, New Zealand. Uh,
Okay, all right.
like your maritime countries. I mean
Okay.
this particular sea monster card.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Jane. So,
Uh,
Jane, we're just generally conversating about some very, very well in plain sight hidden secrets about missing people, and that's what we're talking about: missing people. Says the Lord of Levant. But I can't read on my phone. Levant and Empress, the land of the hammer and scythe. Hmm. Interesting. Interesting. Interesting.
where are you seeing that, or where are you reading it from? Oh, there we go. Rossi's. Yeah.
Rothy's pulling cards. I think Tina's even pulling a couple of cards, even though Tina feels like she's not in the right energy. It's
And
also a little bit of a release for her, so it's just kind of interaction for Tina today, and just her mind, just kind of helping her be distracted, keeping her busy, busy work.
so
It's a
Rossi
beautiful thing.
says Empress is the land of hammer and sickle, which i- is that Russia or is that China?
I wish Jane was actually here because Jane and Jane's dowsing rods are wonderful. I went through two sets. Were you here, Jane? Did you see the rod thing in me like the whole first hour of this whole conversation? Not so pretty. So yeah. Russia, China. Ooh. Ooh. But what, huh? Well, that just
Yeah,
is a whole lot to make you say, huh?
yeah.
What the
I got
hell?
to look up on my phone.
The Empress is Russia in their eyesight. Oh my god. Wow. See, this is the fascinating parts. That's why I love having an interaction channel because I don't think about this kind of shit, right? So I appreciate you guys being able to kind of help me bring it in focus, but they're literally cutting me off completely. I am ice freaking cold and I don't like this shit. I don't like this shit. Russia, 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 Russia just popped in. Yeah, so like even if you go catch like the first 10 minutes just on quick, you're gonna be like, what's doing?
Thank you, Tina.
And they want
I've
to
got,
point to the
I've
water.
got
That's what they want to do today. They don't want to answer no questions though. Absolutely not. Not today. My priestess is the most oh, I can't read it. Jewish card in the tarot. Oh, really? Oh.
so
So,
Jane.
okay, here's yeah, Thomas, you go ahead. You do it.
Jane, what we're reading on is the disappearance of Major General, two-star General William Neal McCaslin, and
Uh-huh.
maybe a related missing hiker in California on June 22nd of last year, Monica Reza. And why Monica's interesting is she was a charge under the general at Wright Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio. And when she was shortly before she was missing, she filed a patent on an alloy used in missiles, and she worked for NASA JPL. So we're trying to see if they're connected or just connected by coincidence. But we're and it's all speculation, all you know.
Absolutely.
It,
Everyone is innocent.
yeah, no,
Everyone is innocent. It's just
and we don't mean to
conversation.
be respectful of
Ain't nobody pointing no fingers.
disrespectful of the families who are obviously
Grabbing the
missing.
real life tarot. Ooh, what is that? I want to know what is that a deck? Like the name of the deck is the real life tarot. I want to know. I don't think I've ever seen that one. A real life tarot. Whoa, sounds wonderful. I struggle with tarot. I'm not kidding you. I struggle with tarot. I struggle. It is so hard for me to pick out tarot decks. It's easier for me to have people send me tarot decks than for me to just sit down and look at tarot because I will nitpick them. I will nitpick it apart to where I don't want it. I don't want it. And I
Tina says,
probably
"Look,
fucking raid my ass off with it. Look at that. An alien in the bottom. An alien is on the bottom. Okay, okay. Sounds like tomfoolery to me.
we're not talking about
That's such a
Mexican ass."
weird deck. Send me a link to it so I mean, if you want to, that is, you don't have to. So sounds like tomfuckery. So Jane, I don't know if you're busy or if you're not busy. But what I would love to do is I really wanted to bring dowsing rods to this conversation because I do have a lot of questions. And I did fuck up because my tools are trained to not ask and receive. That way there's no biasy. There's no none of my opinion is in there. And the first hour, I kept silently, or not even hour, the first bit of it, I kept just like asking and trying. Should I know better? So anyway, I would be willing to do a part three, but I don't know what Brother Thomas is.
Is
So
is Tina thinking of a visit to you?
8 might drive it down to you along with your ball.
I
I
think
would
the eight.
love a meet and greet. Oh my god! I
I
would
think
love
the
a meet and greet.
to be an
Let's
I.
do it. Come on down. Come on down. Come on down. We love meet and
Yeah.
greets.
I,
We read through typos around here. We got quite good at it because we do enough of it ourselves. We'd be like, I meant I.
I just
And
I
not just
just
then that's what you meant too. So listen, I know that there is some tomfoolery going on. My problem is I have very specific questions that only I believe the rods can answer. Like I don't want to ask cards. And I can't necessarily ask my said unsaid receiver in a public forum. What's that? What is that, bro? What is that?
blood sugar. I'm good.
Are are
I'm
you
in the good.
sure? Are you
Yeah, it's in the green range. You can see where I had
So
lunch.
anyway, well, see, you just got permission from the roommate. I was about to run out there and say, "Let's do a meet and greet," and she's already hip to the game. Come on, woman. Come on, come on. The wild is fine. Trust me, we're already swimming at the Gulf down here. I'm not kidding you. We're already swimming at the ocean. We already swimming in the Gulf. The wild is nice, and it only gets warmer. Listen, you can stay here. We can put like you can sleep in my room. I can sleep in the bed with Mo. We can get a blow up, a big ass air mattress, and like an air mattress with a headboard. Yeah,
So um the the difference between summer temperatures in the Gulf and on the Atlantic side of Florida are night and day. You know, the Gulf can
very
be
much.
very warm bath water, and the Atlantic side could,
I'm cold.
yeah, make your nipples stand on end.
Go to Jacksonville and touch right over there in that area. And Jacksonville's not at the water, but go to that part of the Atlantic and feel that cold air. Can you be like, no, 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 no. Mm-mm. But on my side, on the Gulf, it's nice. It's already almost bathwater. Almost bathwater.
I have a Spanish.
Surprise. Prize form set at one. The conspiracy theorist, a map with strings and written out papers. Calm. Hmm.
sort of like
Interesting.
a brilliant mind, and crime scene, trying
Mm-hmm.
to tie the
Mm-hmm.
pictures together.
Yep. And for those that weren't here at the beginning, I am StreamYarding right here, but I am working on my computer and then I'm also reading comments on my TV as normal. So we are multitasking. And like I said, it's kind of a hangout session. This is part two. There's really no time limit here. You guys feel free to come and go if you want. Thomas and I are just literally hanging out, but we're doing it with you guys. So um
We're, we're
the
having a
the more
brainstorm.
of us that come together and start talking about this, maybe we can actually get some answers. But it's going to have to happen collectively because nobody wants to actually help. That could probably clear up a lot of this. The larger catfish noodle. See, I can't read it on my phone. I don't. The lopper, catfish,
LAR.
nuclear explosion, Chinese food. Hmm. Is that what you're getting in your cards? Like, are those just the random cards that are coming out? So anyway, I want to send Jane an invitation and say, bring your dowsing rods. But I know she's probably already had a day because it's like 4:30, almost 5 o'clock, and it's dinner time for her. So it is 3:30 for us. Boom,
I'm looking up
boom, boom.
LARPer. I'm not knowing what this. Oh, a LARPer, live action role player, is someone who participates in live action
So
role
they're
playing
flying out.
where they dress as a character and act out storylines in real time, often in fantasy or sci-fi settings.
Huh. I really want to see what this damn deck looks like. Sounds like my kind of shit. Um, Interesting.
That's the first time I've run across that
What is the question? So
acronym.
my first question is honestly, are the two missing individuals tied together in a like a classified situation? Like is it classified intentionally? Ooh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious. I love fun decks. Fun decks are wonderful. I love when you guys share your decks with me because it's amazing. I like it. She was a director at NASA JPL. Yes. Yes. I believe so. Yes.
JPL
I've got
Japanese.
like 5 screens of information brought up on her, so give me a second. I will confirm that, but I just need to find it. Yes, I believe yes. JP, yes. Yes, that's it. JPL. Yes. So when I look at these maps, right, guys? So there's like these maps that I found of like her area that she would walk all the time when she would take this hike, right? There's this section that's like triangled off, right? I think that's like the only part they actually searched. Like they didn't I can't turn my stuff around, so you guys can't really see my screen, and I can't share. But so there's this triangle part that's like marked right here, right? And that is sorry, I don't want my bed on camera. Um I think that's the only part they searched, right? If that's the only part that they searched, then
But
I don't
I
think they
have
searched the right area to begin with.
uh, I've been looking at YouTube's, and there are people that have gone out to privately search
Mhm.
in in areas that were not covered.
It's not far from Twin Peaks. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I've been like I said, the more I keep like looking at it, like I don't like looking at this stuff. Like I want to stay cold, but I can't stay cold because it's just Thomas and I doing all of this. And Thomas needs a sounding board. So in order for this to happen, we are working behind the scenes and doing everything. So I don't have another person for Thomas to bounce it off of. So um I honestly, the cold part of me misses doing this so much, but I think so. I think actually that they need to understand there's people that knew her and they knew like how she would hike, how she would move, how she would walk, how she would be able to what was the word? Uh Vetted. What was that the word? Vetted. They would be able to
That
they would be able
the
to
hiking
yeah,
partners would be trusted people.
absolutely. Yes, right. Yeah. Yeah. I just think that there's a lot more going on that they just don't want us to know about, and it's not fair. Not for me and my brain, because my brain's over here going, "Give me more." There are two people that hiked with her.
And from what I could gather, is the third woman um, stayed back at uh, like a checkpoint area
Mhm,
and did not
mhm.
continue on with the male that was in the lead when she was 30 yards back and looked back, and they both acknowledged each other with a wave and a shout. Um, but then he said 2 minutes later she was gone. So I wonder if this is a did did anybody watch the miniseries Wayward Pines? I wonder if this is a you were thinking that it was going to be a paranormal series, but it was a cryogenic population that was it woke up at a later time, and man had evolved to these
Is
flesh-eating creatures. Uh,
Okay, so I have a very I want to know everybody's opinion right now in this chat. Who in the absolute fuck is subject A? I'm reading through this fucking green burial document, and subject A has been spoken of so many times. Who the fuck is subject A?
they're
Who
not.
in the absolute hell? Subject A explicitly told her, Reza, to make a northern right turn and claims that when she acknowledged, she did it with a wave. But yet the one she hiked with, whatever his name is, said that that was just us. Like at that point, if you're the last one to saw her, who else is she talking to? If who is this other person that says that when you get subject A explicitly told her to make a northern right? What does that mean? I'm not a hiker, y'all. I'm asking. What does that
It's
mean?
just probably the direction oriented from the trail that they were on. So apparently they were going west, and right is yeah, they were
And
going west,
then
and if you make a right, that would put her going in the northerly direction off the trail. But why would you leave a marked trail? And this subject A has never been identified in documents. Nobody nobody knows the name of this guy she was hiking with.
nope. There is subject C who was left at the bottom. Who is subject C?
Subject C was the other woman,
Uh huh.
and
Okay.
from from accounts that I read, that she stopped at you know a checkpoint or a Vista um, resting place, and she didn't continue on with the hike because it was going to be a round trip. They were coming back to the cars at the trailhead at the end of the day. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't
So
think
wait a minute.
cell phone.
So you mean that? So who's in the middle then?
Reza would have been in the middle. Monica Reza would have been in the
So
middle.
we have subject A, whoever that is. We have her, Reza, Monica, and then C. We don't know who that is either.
Right, and C stayed there until the man got back, and she didn't see Monica come down the trail or go past her. That was my question, Tina. But there there is no real cell phone uh, coverage there. They are in the Angeles National Forest, a big place that doesn't have cell phone coverage. But I when I pulled my cards, I got a no power. So if she had a cell phone, it was going to be useless because there was no power. But I think making the emergency call on cell phones actually reach up to like the satellite system to do the GPS and ping you to the nearest law enforcement agency, like if you do an
Right.
emergency 911 call.
Right. It says the AIAA issued no acknowledgement to her. Space News, which is published and featured a profile of her on December 2017, would not cover her disappearance. Neither did the American Aviation. Neither or anyone, no one also in the defense covered her. The only signal that ever came from anyone came within her phone. And all it was and all it was followed by was one Reddit comment user saying, has anyone got an update on her? I am a JPLer and something is not right about this story. She needs to be found. She is one of their own. The entire aerospace community is hiding and pretending something didn't happen. That is a huge statement to say. In a briefing, I'm reading a briefing document, guys.
So
On June 26, 2025, 4 days after Monica Janenso Reza, however you say it, disappeared, and 3 days before the official search was suspended, someone created a memorial page for her on Find a Grave. Wait, what? On
that
June
goes along with
26,
the Great Area.
2025, 4 days after Monica MR disappeared, and 3 days before the official search was suspended, someone created a memorial page for her on Find a Grave. Memorial ID 2843872777. Monica J. Reza, born December 30th, 1964, died June 22nd, 2025. Death location Angeles National Forest, Los Angeles County, California, USA. Remains green burial. The memorial was created by a contributor identified as Lillian, whose profile is no longer publicly accessible. It is currently maintained by a separate contributor, JC. Just contributor ID 507-25353. Two photos were added, one matching the images of the missing person's flyer, and it was added while helicopters were still in the air actively looking for her. Look up green burial means no embalming, biodegradable container, straight back into the earth. You need a body for that. No public reports indicate her remains have been recovered. No obituary has been published. No death certificate is accessible through public databases. No funeral announcements have been issued. The Homicide Bureau Missing Persons Unit has not announced a resolution. Someone declared Monica dead and buried 4 days into the search, while SAR teams from half of state of California were still combing the mountainside.
So after a week, the search and rescue portion
Oh.
of the searches were discontinued, and it continued on as a recovery search. So after a week, they assumed that a normal person would have succumbed to exposure. Because if she was packing supplies, she was only packing for a day trip. She didn't plan to camp overnight or anything like that. So there wouldn't have been a big food store with her, possibly water bottles and a canteen, um, but not uh, real survival supplies. And it does say she's a fit person, experienced hiker, but it doesn't go into survival. But if she had a military background, we can assume that maybe she had some survival skill training in the military background. Wouldn't you say that would be accurate, Hershey?
Yeah, but
And she
what
was
what what do you think 1999 has to do with this? Why is 1999 in parentheses? And then it stops. It says 1999 once in parentheses, and then everything else is the 1990s. It no longer specifies that year exactly. Like, do you think there's
um,
something, or do you think it's just a typo? Like it should
uh,
have been 1990s the whole time. Like,
maybe her military career ended in '99, and then she later went on to NASA JPL. I know that General McCaslin retired in 2013.
so can somebody look up the name Dallas Hardwick? DALLISHARDWICK. I need to see if there is some kind of tie, as Miles is saying, to Rockwell. And I'm gonna go back one more time from that. Remember, I kept getting Rockwell 1947, Cape Girardeau 1949. Remember, bro? And I was like, we have played with this 1949 and this 1947 for hours and hours, and you and I couldn't come up with anything except for single digit numbers, obviously. But then we also couldn't find an actual a connection. But what if there's no documented connection because it has everything to do with Aerojet rocket Rocketdyne.
Okay, Dallas Hardwick was
Mhm.
graduated from the University of uh, New South Wales, Sydney, Australia. Um, she
Okay.
passed away June 10th, or did well, I don't know if she passed away. Let's. Dallas Hardwick was born June 26, 1950. She graduated from the School of Metallurgy. I guess that would be akin to making alloys. From the University of New South Wales with honors in 72.
Okay. Okay.
She worked
So
her career working on rockets in America.
right, and rocket fuel and shit like that. Okay. Pipelines. There's something about pipelines and shit. Okay. I'm kind of skimming it as you're reading. So yay. We're not reading the same thing. I'm just reading a very condensed version of it. That's why I was like, somebody help me. Who is she? Because they're only giving me the bare minimal. Like, ah.
Carnegie Mellon University in Pittsburgh offered her a fellowship to study the interaction of hydrogen in high strength aluminum alloys used in the aerospace industry. This lasted 2 years. Then Hardwick accepted a
Okay.
position at Martin Marietta Research Laboratories in Baltimore, Maryland. In 81, she worked on the surface properties of aluminum alloys used in the United States Space Shuttle external tanks.
Okay.
In August of 82, Hardwick married Pat Martin as he was completing a PhD dissertation at CMU. They moved to New Mexico to become members of the technical staff at the Los Alamos National Laboratory. Hardwick began study on hydrogen interactions with
Miles
stable.
said she is, or not Miles, sorry. Slim said she is dead too. I'm sorry, passed on. I believe
Yeah,
cancer.
this is part of her obituary I'm reading. When she became a U.S. citizen and obtained security clearances in 1985, she was able to appreciate the relevance of her work in understanding how nuclear weapons degrade in storage.
Wow.
So she was also a scientist working for on military stuff, basically. It um, doesn't say she worked at NASA JPL, but apparently she had similar
From
background.
what I can tell, that she mainly moved to AFRL, Ohio, and was firmly contracted through Wright Patterson. And by 2005, she was the leading researcher for all materials that were surrounded or encircled around advanced gas turbine engines. She was the leading doctorate in the materials that they were studying. So I would assume that her and this lady went hand in hand. And well, she disappeared in 2014. Well, that's one of the two, and that only leaves one other person. And if they get rid of her, i.e., Monica, and then you know how my team went asshole crazy when it seemed like a lot of Hawaiians just kept like why are all these Hawaiians disappearing? Like a very specific bloodline disappeared, and then all of a sudden there was this giant fire in Hawaii, and You remember that dragon hole I ended up going down? Yeah, I feel like I'm about to do that shit all over again.
Well, Hawaii has, I don't know if it's
Nothing to do
over.
with it. I know. I know.
They they've had that hurricane and flooding
No, this was
yeah,
a
that
couple
was
years back.
a couple years
It was a
ago.
very specific bloodline that just kept all of a sudden disappearing, and then ultimately they were turning up, and my team was like, "Why are they on my side though?" And I'm like, "What's going on?" They're like, "I don't know. We better figure it out." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And then bam, big fire, big fire, need fire, bigger, big fire. In the words of Pirate Jack Sparrow, Captain Jack Sparrow, make bigger fire, flame, fire. What do I know?
So
I'm just a person that
so
talks to dead people.
Tina wants a card pull to help understand the meaning of the hanging or the smoking of meat.
Um,
Apparently she pulled a card and she got hanging meat, and it looked like it was like maybe a pork belly being smoked.
okay.
Or that's what I'm picturing. I don't know what the image is on the hanging meat card. You know, maybe it's a full carcass or of something. But um, I guess symbolically to me that would be like um, trophies or a hunk of meat on a hook hanging. Yeah.
All right, hold
Um,
on. Let me understand what's going on here. 1 second. Cut it once, cut it twice. Go 1, 2, 3. All right. Hold on here. Okay, you over here. Okay. And then you over here.
like a deer head. Yeah. So yeah, that's the dismemberment card. And I got that for the general. I did not get that for Monica.
Okay, so I got a couple cards going on here. So wait. Okay. So I think I went backwards with it, right? So so I got 10 of Cups in reverse, 7 of Wands in reverse, and I got the Knight of Swords upright. What is going on? First of all, there's someone that is taking the wheel, and it's someone much younger, and they are very quick with their words. They're a hustler. They got the gift of gab, so to speak, and they're young, so they're quick. They move quite quickly, and they easily turned this situation around to make it go from a whole lot of giving willingly to dishonesty real quick, right? So when I see a 7 of Wands and a 10 of Cups in the challenge position, they're both telling me pretty much the exact same thing. You got a lot of quarreling going on. You got a lot of feeling defeated, like one's gonna win, one's gonna lose. You're physically being taken, and it's all being done unwilling, not willing. These are very high emotional cards. Emotions, obviously, Cups are all about emotion, and when this 10 is out of control, It's one of the worst things there ever was because this is the most light-hearted person literally being on Snapped television. And then all of a sudden they don't know why they're on Snapped either because they are pretty light-hearted, loving individual, but at some point we have a breaking point. We can only take so much. And I think it has, again, something to do with this. Now, I'll tell you why I say that. This one right here, right? This one, the Seven of Wands. This is all about passion, right? Wands is all about fire to begin with. So when you take this kind of passion and you put it in an unbalanced situation, it's not necessarily about the feeling like you need to protect yourself. No, because you're only up against yourself, but it's the reason that head and heart are going in two different directions because they're not the one leading it at all. In fact, they are being literally led straight into the dumbfuckery, trickery, the blinding confusion of the smoke and mirrors that they're leading. They're just the face of it. They don't actually understand. Everything was pre-written. We got grimoire going over here. It was pre-written, destined long ago. And I do mean destined. We got Crow, which is about divine insight, right? This is the messenger, the divine messenger. When the Crow shows up, we know, hey, hello, you got my attention. And if you ain't paying attention, they call in a murder, right? So paying attention is the divines. They need you to be looking up because something else is going on and you need to be looking up. Pay attention to the distractions. Something is intentionally leading you to the trickery, so to speak.
Okay, so Monica's quote about Dallas, the woman from Sydney, and also a metallurgist, not easy to say. She helped grow another generation of leaders who hopefully will turn around and in the same so that her contributions will continue to multiply in enormous numbers. I hope she understands that my accomplishments and successes are, in fact, part due to her. Thank you, Dallas, for always being bright and shining light along my journey.
Hmm.
I would put it up on the screen, but I don't have control to hide and unhide in Hershey's StreamYard.
I don't know how to do all that stuff, guys. Like me and StreamYard and technology, we're not real friends like that. So I apologize for that. But everything we are reading, we're literally finding it in public forum, public spaces where nothing that we are reading is uh, uh, whatever.
So Rossi
Shit that
says,
isn't public record, so to speak. Everything we're reading from is public record.
teaching the next generation like the card that you got, Hershey.
Yep. Look, there is literally one last statement, and then I have to upgrade to paid. And I'm not obviously going to do that. And it literally stops me. It says, you have officially hit the paywall. So from this point on, you are no longer receiving access. It says, but if you want to be part of the Crime Stoppers Association, please help us by helping her. Any information on Monica and or said group that you have read about in this article, please call 800-222-8477. So you may call anonymous as well. It says if you choose not to pay, keep up the good work of looking. I'm not kidding you. Keep up the good work of looking.
Okay, so that's not coming from StreamYard. That's coming from
No.
coming
I'm
from a news
reading.
site like New York
Yeah, I'm
Times.
reading an actual website information. Um, It is right now. I'm reading what they listed it as because her family listed it so that it would be public as a green burial. But that's not what the article is about, guys. My team led me to this. I am simply reading um, a journalist's maybe a journalist's private stuff that maybe they gather and anyway, I'm reading public records.
I thought you were reading that on your screen. I was about to get the baseball bat and look for the men in the black vans.
No, I'm literally reading something from the Los Angeles Homicide Bureau Missing Person Unit. This was a briefing that was put out to all press, AP. Like I said, if this is real, I hope, but if not, then whoever did do this investigating realized that there is ties that go all the way back to the 1990s, and then it all comes back and it ties to the general, and it ties to the general right here. The disappearance of these two and the untimely murder or death of the other one to cancer is profoundly wrong. The connection between these three are not institutional, it is programmed. Hartwick, Reza, and uh, Rockwell all co-invented this alloy together. The government took it from them too, labeled it something else, and then McCaslin, hold on, was the he was the hold on hold on in in May 2011, McCaslin took command of the entire Air Force Research Laboratory, every doctorate, every program, every single black book dollar, including all said materials belonging to doctorates that work there, including subject Hardwick. So
I think that's akin to saying that anything that you develop or invent while you work at Bell Labs is property of Bell Labs.
absolutely, and I do believe that not just them. I believe whoever Ghost General is and whatever that is, if it is a news printing outlet, I don't know what it is, if it's a private sourcing or whatever, but I want to look into the Ghost General. I want to figure out what that is. But I definitely want to continue to look into this. There's just too much that is suspicious to me. So I want to look into the maps. I want to put my pendulum to the maps. I want to get a little bit more specific with some questions. And I want to just watch some of these people's findings on the territories of those that knew both of these ladies and would have vetted them and would have said this is not right. These three shouldn't be tied together, no way, shape, form, or fashion. Yes, one died due to cancer, but all of them are now someplace that we can't talk to them. So only one's accounted for. So that makes two unaccounted for, and I want to know where they're at.
So on Monday, when Hershey was trying to get a read from her team on General McCausland, it was, and Tuesday you can see where she put on her robe because the trail grew cold, and usually when Hershey's talking to her team and they come in, she burning up, but
They crowd me out.
they kind of gave her the cold shoulder and turned off information flow to her. So, which is
unfair and not what comes normal.
I'm gonna interpret that as the that they're not giving Hershey information because they're concerned for her safety. Um, I may be reading a lot more into it than what it really is, or
I don't think you are. They didn't protect me this much when I was reading on the damn ball or whatever. When I was reading on that damn dirty ass preacher last year when I was reading with PD. They didn't protect me near this much. They did not literally like completely be like no like the bottom of whatever that briefing I just read. If you don't pay to continue reading, good luck finding it. It's that hidden. It's that hidden.
so this is for our our own investigation. It's not scientific. There's nothing provable and repeatable or uh, anything like that. We don't mean to disrespect the families of the missing.
Absolutely.
Um,
Absolutely. In fact,
it,
it's the exact opposite.
it's
I
conjecture
I
and
have a
supposition.
calling and I would love to help find the missing, not necessarily the dead. And if it comes out to where it is that, then maybe someone might need closure and I might be able to help them with that as well. So I do want to go ahead and close it here only because it's been 2 hours and some change and 2 hours and 36 minutes and some pennies. So I'm pretty yeah, it's I'm gonna leave it right there. Um I'm not completely done with it, obviously. I want to possibly even do 3 because, like I said, some things just hit us differently and they become more than just a vibe, they become a movement. And right now, I'm not okay with secrets. I'm not okay with people holding secrets that have place value, that earned the places that they earned their value in. And now someone that shouldn't be missing is missing.
So,
Somebody's wife is worried that their husband isn't safe. And then I think somebody was listed as dead far before any proof was ever established or a search was fully completed.
well,
Those are just my opinions, and I'm not pointing fingers at anyone.
these brainstorming sessions
Mhm.
have come out with some very um, uncanny results for Hershey in the past, and um, there was the case of the missing Columbia University student on a trip to Memphis, Tennessee, and information that Hershey received um, proved to be true just the following day. So she has a track record, and these are just brainstorming sessions.
There's a couple more in there, but they're like I said, this guys, I can't ever tell you why I get my team gets attached to a case, but they led me to it and they led it to me for a reason. And I have a cause and I have a gift and I use it to help people. And if my team feels like there is someone that could use my gift, this is their way of reaching out. And even if it's from the other side, and this is their way of reaching out to me to get my attention, they've got my attention. And I have questions, and I'm not done looking.
Well, and today we just found out that this other person that passed away in from
I
Australia.
kept saying there's another person involved, and then I just kept reading, and as I'm reading this brief, sure and behold, here it comes. Yet it went from one solitary owner of this said patent to now, it's a co-patent with another lady. Aha, and the spirit box said lady. Yep, you know what? I just still have nothing but more questions. So I am going to be reaching out. Check your email. I got you. I absolutely, definitely, I will be doing that. Um, listen, you guys, this is
That's that's my battery.
mine too. Yeah, mine is about to be on E. So listen, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with Brother Thomas and I. Well, this has been an amazing couple hours hanging out. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We will see you. Uh, Today is Thursday. I will see you tomorrow for Friday's fixtures. Everybody, have an amazing day. I love you. Stay safe, stay lifted. And until next time, sending positive vibes and all of that to each and every one of my beautiful gems. Bye, everybody.